So in August 2001, Konami hosted its third national conference called the Asia Championships 2001. This tournament was a single elimination format, and the top 5 winners received 5 cards that are super exclusive not only to the TCG but even in the OCG. They never got reprints. These cards have completely unique artworks of iconic monsters that we have yet to see a reprint of over 22 years later. The 5 cards that were hosted as prize cards were Gemini Elf, Kuriboh, Summon Skull, Red Eyes, and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the T3 Championship prize cards, what makes each of them so unique, why they all go for $200,000 each minimum, and why the Summon Skull recently surfaced for over $800,000. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's dive into each of these cards individually. So what we know for these cards is that they were handed out to the 5th place, 4th place, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place. And each person was given 1 copy. So it was not like the 1st place had copies of all the other ones. The 5th place received Gemini Elf, the 4th place received Kuriboh, 3rd place Summon Skull, 2nd place received Red Eyes, and then 1st place received Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. All 5 of these cards were released as ultra rares, and all 5 of them are Series 2 layouts. What this means is the text box is a little bit bigger than Series 1, where in Series 1 you see it's basically half text box, half attack and defense. In Series 2 you can see that the text box is a little bit bigger. The attack and defense text box is a lot smaller, but it's not like Series 3 where the text box covers the whole bottom part of the card. In terms of how they were distributed, they all came sealed in black acrylic cases. So in 5th place, again, the winner received Gemini Elf. You can see that the pose as well as the composition of like the portrait of these 2 elves is very similar to like what we received in Labyrinth of Nightmare. However, it just looks a little bit more rugged. It looks more rough around the edges, if that makes sense. And in my opinion, I think that this is quite a unique look for Gemini Elf, and I think it looks fantastic. I personally prefer the Labyrinth of Nightmare look, but I totally understand why some people like this one. This card goes for around $100,000 to $200,000, but unfortunately, the one that is sealed in the acrylic is sun bleached. But beggars can't be choosers in this case, so it still fetches that big money. In 4th place, we have Kuriboh, or what's commonly known as Angry Kuriboh. We have not seen the sealed copy of this card surface. However, Jackarade uploaded a video, I think 10 years ago, of him acquiring this Angry Kuriboh card in loose. We don't know if this is the one that was cracked from the acrylic or if this is a loose copy. We have no confirmation of any of these things. We just know that, okay, this card is probably like over $150,000 to say the least. I really love this artwork on this Kuriboh. I think it looks better than the one that we got in Meta Raiders. It looks a lot more animated and it has a lot more life to it. But that's Kuriboh. Now for 3rd place, we have a very, very unique case here. Summon Skull, which was awarded for 3rd place, was not actually ever seen as a physical copy until around 2 months ago. This card was thought to have been lost in an earthquake back in 2001, and again, we have never seen images of this card until recently, around 2 or 3 months ago, where a website hosted this card graded as an ARS 10 for around $800,000 US. Now, do I think it's worth that? Absolutely not. This is the loose copy of this card. It's probably not the one that was sealed in the acrylic, but the fact that it was kept in such good condition, in my opinion, gives it at least $200,000 to $300,000 worth of value. I think the lore of the fact that this card was like assumed to have been lost in an earthquake is really profound. I think it's a great theme to this card. And again, this is the only one we have seen in over 22 years, which is so ridiculous to say. Now this artwork, in my opinion, is pretty badass. He kind of looks genie-like, but I really like it in my opinion. Obviously, it has nothing on the MRD Summon Skull. The original one, in my opinion, is like one of the best artworks of all time. But I do think that this one looks great, and I would put it over like the DPYG one or like the Anniversary Pack one. But that's the Summon Skull. In 2nd place, we got Red Eyes Black Dragon, and this artwork is a fan favorite. A lot of people you will see are asking on forums and stuff like this, where do I get this card? Where is this artwork from? Well, it's from the T3, and unfortunately there's only one sealed copy, and maybe 2 loose ones. The owner of this card is actually called K_avatar_K on Twitter. You can see this card on his Twitter profile, and unfortunately the sealed copy does look to be a little bit sun bleached. Now this card, in my opinion, is at least like over $200,000. It is definitely a holy grail, and I mean, if you can get your hands on it, this is a must-have for any Red Eyes collector. But again, good luck with that. It's like, I mean, like $200,000 is a ton of money for a cardboard card, but it has so much lore and history behind it, so I understand why it gets that premium that it does. But that's the Red Eyes. Now let's get into the first place prize card, which is the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. The artwork on this one is, it's debatable, okay? I like it, but I don't like it as much as like the original Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon artwork. Now, I think both of them are actually kind of weak. Like, I don't like either. I think we should have gotten like a more museum style type of artwork for Blue Eyes Ultimate, but alas, this is the only 2 versions that we have. This one is definitely more gritty. It's less animated, more gothic, and in my opinion fits the Kazuki Takahashi artwork a lot better than the other one. Now this is like $300,000 minimum. This card is absolutely ridiculous, and this one is owned by Saku06 on Twitter. You'll see it on his profile picture as well. So in terms of exclusivity, I would definitely say that these cards definitely rival World Championships when it comes to like just how hard they are to find or acquire. The fact that there are loose copies does hurt the stock of these cards, but it's not enough because we never see them ever come online. And the fact that they've never been reprinted, never been remade in either the TCG or the OCG, like it just adds a little bit of flavor, you know, like if somebody sees this card, they know what this card is. It's not like I have to look closely at a code. I have to, you know, examine it up close. If you see somebody actually owning this card, you know that this dude is like, this dude is flexing, okay? These cards are so unique and they have so much mystique around them that, in my opinion, I would actually put them right up there with things like Zexex. I'll put them right up there with things like Ulevel. Yes, we have not seen Ulevel, but Ulevel has 2 copies out there, while these cards only have 1. So in my opinion, I think these cards are right up there with World Championship prize cards. I know they are not like World Championships. I understand that they're Japanese, but that exclusivity, man, is like, it really attracts the rare hunter in me as well as other high-end collectors. If one day I'm ever able to acquire one of these cards, I will definitely be showing you guys up close shots of them, but I don't think they are ever going to be a part of my future. They are just way too hard to acquire, way too expensive, and like, even though we know who owns some of these cards, getting them to let go of them is like next to impossible. So, I mean, these cards are definitely mythical when it comes to like Yu-Gi-Oh lore as well as Yu-Gi-Oh history, but they are definitely fun to talk about and examine as collectors. But that's pretty much it. That's the full coverage on the T3 Asia Championships from 2001. There are 5 completely exclusive and unique cards. They are legendary in status, and they are dumb expensive when it comes to price. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think that these cards are worth the hype? Do you think that they're worth like the attention? The fact that they got iconic cards in alternate artworks for these prize cards is what makes these cards like over the top when it comes to like, you know, any type of prize card. Limited cards are nice, but the fact that we have nostalgia embedded with unique artwork, embedded with rarity, embedded with World Championship status, like, to me, that is firing on every cylinder, and I rank these as arguably like some of the best championship prize cards that are out there in the Yu-Gi-Oh world, in any TCG, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's me fangirling aside. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video to let me know you guys want more championship prize card coverage. Subscribe to see me talk about them in upcoming videos. And if you want to support me further, I have a Patreon, and you can also pick yourself up your own Gardena binder that I make myself. They're for collectors, by a collector. They're extremely high quality. You will not find anything better. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.